Welcome to my first spawn on the Omegaminecraft server. More specifically, the zoo server. Now this is going to be a little different for me because I have to really build. Like, I actually have to build, which I'm okay with. But usually it takes me so long to decide on a build. And even in this first episode, I didn't know how long I wanted to take to build a zoo. My number tentatively is 2 weeks, as in 14 real life days to do it. Now it's going to be a tough one because, of course, it's cool they start you off with, of course, stone tools and leather armor as well. But I spawn in these trees, these cypress trees. I will say, the playing with shaders in this pack, this server, with all these mods, runs amazing. Obviously, you're not going to get millions of frames, but as a whole, it's been really, really, really good. Like, my eyes aren't bothering me. It's smooth. It feels like it's running at really consistent frames, which I was happy with. If you're wondering, I'm using complementary shaders right now because I didn't want all the fog effect and all the sharp lighting SBSL. So that's why I'm using complementary shaders right now. It's a little bit smoother, higher color contrast, but that's okay with me. And a little bit better saturation, but not overly washed. So we are off, and I don't know where I'm going. Honestly, I was afraid of being spawned right next to somebody else. I don't want to encroach on anybody's space. I love the mini-map as well. Eventually, I had to, which you should probably do as well, is there's always something that goes on in chat. There's always active people. There's always something going on the server with notifications. Is I end up minimizing it to, I think, like 40%, if not lower than that. But eventually, I make my way around. I'm just trying to find sheep, honestly, so I can sleep. Call for some torches. I didn't realize that the mob spawning is very different on this world. There's not going to be your typical spawning mobs. The only thing I've seen here on in this world that's not at the XP farm is actually zombie villagers. That's it. Not a creeper, not a skeleton, which I didn't know. I still did have an ask, but that's my only experience. What you'll see is just zombie villagers. But this is the place I have found to be a good size space for me, and if somebody decides to join me. But look at it. It's a nice plains. You know I like plains if you know me well enough, because when you have to mine, which I will, plains typically are really good for diamonds. Other resources too, but like mountains, no. I think the prettiest biome I've seen on this world so far, I don't think I have any video of it, is the deciduous forest, which I think is amazing. But you can see I'm just kind of mapping out in my brain spaces that could have. Like, I don't have to terrain too much. I will, I believe next episode, have a really large terraforming job. Not like mountainous, but enough to give the impression I'm looking for in the area as well. But this area right here I think is really amazing too. I mean, just starting off, even this right here, the bamboo. I think I've collected all 3 bamboo. There's a black bamboo. There's this color. I don't know what color this would be, like a sandstone color, like a sand color. And then, of course, there's the green one as well. I'm not sure where everything spawns in, whether it be the animals or like flowers, any other vegetation, which I think is amazing because it's one of those things that if you have not played a mod pack, or even sometimes on servers where there's so many things that are added to enhance your experience while you're playing, especially in survival. If it's creative, it doesn't really make any difference because everything's right there. But with survival, it gives you the opportunity to actually explore, catch something that is rewarding for you, just not to sit in a hole, mine for diamonds, and just do that sort of thing. So that's one of those amazing things and benefits of playing on a server or even like a modded world. This isn't, it'll still just feel just like vanilla. Just like vanilla. So, just like vanilla, I have to find me a home. I'm not just going to build a house. I'm not going to do that because that means I got to tear it down. So, I'm just going to dig a hole in the wall like a normal person because I'm still unsure about the mob spawning. I didn't see any, which was strange to me. I know that on the server, which is I think a benefit for lag, that it will actually remove entities at any certain time, and it's consistent. It's nice. It'll tell you when it is, and which means, let's say if you're trying to capture an animal, you know, if you see these notifications, this is how much time you have before it disappears. So you have to either catch it or name tag it. I don't think boats or carts work. Name tag or catch it. That's my best advice on that. But here's my little house. Isn't it wonderful? And there's so many things that you can do. So many things. It's cool to see these people so excited about what they want to build. Show you this, show you that. And I don't know how well they're building. I know that there's people on here that's amazing that will ask for it. But I need to set up. I need tools. I need iron. I need more than just this little bit. So I went to a cave. Just a cave. Of course, it's not going to be enough, but at least it starts me off with my first iron of the world. But I need more. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to dig a hole. I'm going to dig a hole down. This is one thing I always forget. As many different versions of Minecraft I'm playing at any given time, whether it be I typically never go past 1.12.2 anymore because it's just, there's not enough for me there anymore. A lot of mod packs like RLcraft. I was playing RLcraft is 1.12.2. But having said that, I'm off track here. I need to figure out what the actual level is for diamonds, and does this go past negatives, past 0? I mean, eventually I figure out it does not, which is thankful for me because I did not want to dig all that deep slate. So I'm digging. One benefit of the mining, it's not even so much the stone because I don't really have any stone per se to do like build wise besides terraforming, is that the XP is amazing. And I was digging for a while. I got up to probably close to 100 before I really got to my first diamonds. You see where I'm at? 83 right now. And I cut out a lot. But eventually I do find diamonds. And with, I guess, this 1.16.5 version, it still gives you much larger veins. And I like that it shows you under the minimap what biome you're in. So I chose to dig left, which is towards the water, versus right, which is towards the mountain. Of course, mountains have what is those things? Emeralds. That's it. But I didn't want to stay there long. I wanted to kind of get to where I was getting to, kind of imagine the land. So one of my favorite tools is still a bucket of water. This does help so much, so much. Whatever reason, you see this area I'm looking at right now, like this, I want to say like another 30 blocks in front of that as well if I'm going straight. Mobs spawn all in here that are naturally spawning in this space, but I needed to catch them as well. It's great that they're there, but I need to catch them. So I'm at spawn right now. This is the hostile spawners. I didn't even know there was the mob grinders at one point. Didn't realize it. Didn't know, but I'm here. I'm here killing, trying to get string because I need string for rope as well. But I also needed some beef as well. Some more beef, that is. Some foods, to eat. And I think that was I didn't realize at first because I was seeing like the mobs on the surface, like in your world. And there wasn't that many. And of course, since entities will be removed, I can't farm them like that. So I came there and got that. But eventually I got some string. And this is how you make the rope, which I thought you needed all that rope just for one net. 60, where it says 16, I thought you needed all the rope, and I looked at it so wrong. It's just singles, which was so nice to me when I figured that out. Like, I was like, oh, thank God I didn't need that much string. But even with the nets, let's just say my first go at it was not great. We'll just say that. I tried. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to just hit it. I didn't know what you were supposed to do. I know I've seen like video with it before, and when you capture it, it makes a squeal. Basically, it makes like you hit it noise. But that didn't work. I might have been shift clicking. I think it's shift clicking on it. And yeah, that's what happens. Still funny to me. But I needed to make the animal data book, which I needed earthworm, one single earthworm for it. I honestly thought you got it when you spawned in, but you don't. It's fine. I can craft it. Just one though. All I needed was one. And people actually on here are very generous. We'll say that. My experience with the people that are on here are very generous. They're very tentative, and there's always somebody around, which is really, really nice on the server. But eventually, I see the books, open the book up, and then I'm seeing all these animals. So I'm going out, and eventually I think I figure out how to capture it. There it is, which it still bothers me that it's like you're hitting them, like a destroy. My destroy button is my right button. I switched left and right. For some reason, it's just easier for me to click with my middle finger than my index finger. Don't ask me that. I don't know. But I was just on a catching frenzy, and then I realized that I won't have enough space really for this, or where to put it, and maybe I don't need them all. But then I was still out exploring. I went exploring because it was more so the resources and trying to get lucky to find, let's say, something rare I can catch. With these nets, you can catch up to medium size. I didn't have enough iron for the cages. Granted, I still don't know how to make tranquilizers or anything like that either. So there's that. But there are some amazing places on here just to explore, not just people's builds, but just the world, which I love these biomes that are like this. And of course, the red trees, you see spruce trees, basically they're red spruce trees. My actual favorite leaf I think I found in this world is actually the fir tree, F-I-R, which is similar to, it's a, what's the outside look? It's like a diluted version of, let's say, I would say spruce, but the wood itself looks like a mixture of birch and oak, which is a pretty mild wood, kind of pale or creamy colored. I was excited to catch that monkey though, and I was looking for more, but I didn't find any more. But I do like to be able to warp back, so it was nice. But I needed some better tools, because you can see my tools right now, they're just done with pretty much as a whole. Nothing enchanted. So I had to make my hole bigger. I did get the books. I did make the bookcases. And I also did get the obsidian for the enchanting table. I was not, and I'm still not, diamond rich, but at least I have working tools and fortune 3 eventually. Not yet. I don't have it right now, but at the end of this episode I do end up with a fortune 3 pick, which was we'll get to why I get that as well. This enchanting setup course is just like anyone else. I always make sure I put something down there because I don't think it reads that bottom block. I don't think it does. There it is. At least efficiency 4. And right now, that's my only good go-to because I can't kill a bunch of mobs. And I haven't found a spawner if there's any on just in the wild. I mine. I mine for levels, which is nice. And there's a lot of redstone for me to mine. But then I didn't realize until I asked about it that there is an XP farm. And this is my first enchant without that. You can see it. Fortune 2. But then when I figure out or learn about it, I come here to give me the warp, which is /PW space XPFARM farm. That's what the warp is. And if you're unsure, you can always just ask. I always just ask. Somebody always knows, and that's the amazing part. But I want to get to business after this. Still don't know what I want. I see this bamboo is what I just inspired me for my first exhibits. That's it. It had nothing to do with an idea like safari or anything. I just really liked that it was bright. With planes, kind of things can be washed out. I don't even know what this looks like without shaders on, to be honest with you. I don't know. Because I never have to turn them off in this world, which is still, it still blows my mind. But I love this color because it's not something I do. It feels very themed. And I think my first, I don't know if at this point I decided, Anteater is my first exhibit, and also the capybara, which capybara and the anteaters colors, not them themselves, are their biomes, habitats are very different. Capybaras love water and green. Let's just say that. Whereas anteaters are typically in drier, lighter green areas. But I put them together anyway just because I like them together. But I did find my first, well, I guess it found me. And it was days, in-game days before I found it. And it was really cool. Like it just, I was like, cool, that's a zombie villager. I can use that. And then I found, well, another one found me. And they're all different. The ones I find are different. I'm not sure why they, see how that one tracked there? The other ones didn't track so quickly towards me. Here's another one. This one found me over by the exhibits. I know I made another tag. There it is. And this one, like this one, it's weird that they don't track because I know they can track over the trapdoor. I don't know why it's not, like, it's just not coming in. I guess in hindsight I could just drop him into a hole, but I didn't. See? He just doubles back. I eventually have to take off the doors and kind of still get him super close to me for him to just come on in, because I walk on the corners. If you didn't know that, you can just walk around the corners like regular Minecraft. This zombie. I'm thankful though, like, people don't always sleep. And you're always assuming like mobs, creepers. That's not the case here, which is amazing. So you can safely work at night during storms, which I do often right now because there's a lot of storms in this world. He hit him, so I had to hit him into the hole. There you go. My door of fury. But I get back to building, like at night. This is the parts that I wish I could do replay. I had a replay for it, but replay right now in this mod pack is, well, I guess on curseforge is not being wonderful to me. So I make sure I double record. But this is the stuff that I'd love to see, is me choosing, or anybody choosing what your pallette's going to be, because you can overdo something in such a small space. I picked this peak block, one, because it's easy to mine, and two, I wanted something that resembled broken down like ant hills, because you'll see them around ant hills. That's, they're called anteaters. They love ant. So that's one of the reasons why I picked that, because it brings some kind of the brown to it, to the area, because again, it is drier areas typically for anteaters, but I still wanted to keep some of the green as well. And I'll add a bunch of stuff and it'll look good, but I don't want to overdo what you look at, because if somebody comes here and sees what I do, they're not going to be like me and kind of work through all the textures. Like, say, if you're working at a painting and see color palettes and stuff, they just want to see it and say, hey, okay, I see that. And they'll kind of look at certain things. Oh, look at that. What is it doing? Sort of thing. I want it to be an easy experience, per se. And I'm still going at it. Like, I'm actually wondering how it's going to turn out. because I don't know. Again, I don't build anything in creative, so I don't know. That's just how I build now, because that's how my ideas come. Is they just come when I'm really not thinking about it, usually, honestly. Or I just start building. And that's one of those good things. With here, you do have new things you can add, but as a whole, you still know you have wood colors, you have stone, you have different accessory blocks. Decorating stuff is what really makes this mod pack, besides the animals, such a versatile sort of mod pack to play in, because it is one of those things is you be like, let's just put some stairs here and make a fake table, which I think you can make tables and stuff. I don't think you can even sit on the benches for that matter. I don't have the materials for it, because materials are kind of finicky for that I don't have yet, like concrete powder. You know how concrete powder's made. It kind of takes a bit of material and dye as well, which I think this is my second day on the world. Yeah, it's not going to happen right now, because I'm spending more time just collecting certain things. But then there's weird stuff like this. This black-footed ferret, I thought it was just a glitch. It wasn't. But eventually, I feel confident enough to release my first animal, which is going to be the anteater. And I'm still not done, but the habitat is pretty much done. These doors, these gates, I'm just trying to click it. I'm not looking to show you. I'm trying to click the doors, and it didn't happen. They haven't hit me. My first one, Danny. Something else that was interesting, I guess because how long I've been on, I got these vote crates, and you can get these crates. I guess you can buy them or gifted them or something. I don't know. But I thought it was neat that I got these just randomly. I saw them show up in my inventory. I still don't know what they're for. Kibble. But it's cool. Like, you just go to spawn. That's /spawn, SPAWN. And then enter. And then it takes you here. Well, to the main spawn. You can come here and do this, which I think is great. Spawn has so many good things for community-based things, because you can have your own space, but Spawn does have a lot of good things going for it. It's built, it's beautiful, and that's typically where I see other players. I'm not really traveling too much because I'm kind of on a crunch time, but I feel like I've made some decent progress. The pathways I plan on putting in once I kind of get more stuff done, because it's going to be, I guess, a lot of pathways. But you can see there, I have the greener on the outside there. One, to hopefully keep them in and not try going through those bushes. And two, to block you from seeing from that side, to make you walk to the front like this. I lost one of my capybara. I don't know which one it was. I don't know if it was egg salad or not that I named, but this interior I still have to do. These little trash bins, which I think they're interesting to craft. But you can see all the progress I've made so far. So hopefully in the next episode, I will have something much larger done for you. I hope that you're at least enjoying it, because I most certainly am. And I will catch you in the next one.